After we learn a new skill, we practice it by reading words and sentences. The first thing that we read is the new word list. Here's the new word list right here. In the new word list, which is 4 to 9 words, every word has the new sound. All the other sounds in the words are sounds that we've learned before. So you should be able to read all of them. First you read them, then you reread them. If the learner makes a mistake reading them, we like to correct. We do error correction because when you make an error, that's a practice. So you want to kind of erase that practicing by over practicing. So for example, if we say somebody had read cab here when they should have read cap, we would get them to write that word 3 times, saying the sounds as they write the letters. So k, a, p, cap. And then saying the word, of course, so that they can link those sounds with that word. So 3 times, k, a, p, cap. That's kind of erasing the effect of the error, which made you practice it wrong. Once you've done that, then reread all the words. The next part is the new word sentences. We have 2 or 3, just 3 here because they're short. This is one of the first lessons. There are words that are common, but are not necessarily decodable based on the skills that the learner already has. Those are underlined. So if the learner doesn't know those, that's okay. We just tell them. So they read the sentences. We use some simple punctuation. So we talk about, here's a question mark, an exclamation mark. If there's any errors, you can correct them. And then read the sentences again, using the expression of the punctuation, putting question mark in your voice, putting an exclamation mark in your voice. The last part of the reading is the review word list. In the review word list, you have words that have the new sound and you have words that don't have the new sound, because this is the first lesson. It doesn't have that, it just has the new one. But usually there's half of them have the new sound and the others don't. We also have something really important down here in the different color font, our nonsense words. Why do we do nonsense words? Well, if you can read a word that you've never seen before, then you really know that you know those sounds. Especially adults know lots of words. They can read a word because they recognize it because they've seen it before. That's not going to help when you're trying to read new, longer words, break them down into syllables, and the syllables are going to be not familiar words. You really are going to have to know all the sounds. If you can read nonsense words, then that's the final test that you know those sounds. So we usually have 3 to 6 of those, some with the new sound and some with review sounds from before. So if you can read k, a, g, then you've got it. A lot of people will say, oh, it's keg, because that's a familiar word that people have read a lot, and they're going to assume that's it. Part of it is the explicit learning that we're doing is that you do have to take into account every single letter. This is yet, not yet. So again, with those, you read them, then you reread them. So in this section, we have reviewed the new skill by reading words and sentences, and we've also reviewed previously learned skills.